Uh, Good morning. Happy Friday to you guys. Obviously, I've already said good morning, but to the people that are watching this on the replay, but we're talking about stories. But this way, like when I go back into when I know I need to post a story, I will have everything like right in that one place so I can just go straight to that album. And right now I have 150 photos in there, and I only went back to January. That is how much like information I'm constantly compiling that I just literally go in and just grab all of that. I can go in and just like go through that album and then just decide what I'm going to post. And for me, I'm hoping that that is going to just help me to be a little bit more organized and just have a better system, because I just feel like you have to figure out what is going to work for you guys. And for me, I am just always forever trying to figure out like how to stay the most organized, how to like figure out a system that is going to work effectively for me and efficiently. And so for me, this is what kind of like helps me, or I'm hoping is going to help me to stay a little bit more organized and a little bit more on track. Jess, do you, since you are amazing at your stories, if you don't mind unmuting, I mean, I know you're sick, and if so, if you're sick in bed, that's totally okay. But if you're up for it, do you mind sharing how you stay on track with stories? Because you obviously work, you have a couple dogs, like a husband, all of the things. It's not like you're just sitting at home twiddling your thumbs all day. So do you have any input on how you kind of like stay organized with your stories? Are you able to talk today, dear? I'm not sure if Jess is able to chat with us or not. She hasn't been feeling good this week either. Okay. She might not be feeling well. Okay. So, anyways, you got to just like figure out, what is the best for you and what is going to work. So that is where I have been trying to figure out different systems that is going to work the best for me and how I can stay on top of things and stay on track. I think obviously once my kids go back to school, I will be able to just be in a better routine, because the truth of the matter is that we're not really in a routine, because it's a routine, but it's a crazy routine, right? Like, because it's like dropping off Triton, picking up an hour later, hour and a half later, picking up the kids from summer school at noon, and then going to gymnastics, and then doing, it's just like kind of crazy running. Whereas like, once school starts, I feel like everybody just kind of has a little bit better of a routine than in the summer, because the summer months are just crazy. So if I'm being honest with you guys, I am just trying to figure out things that are going to help me to stay the most organized through these summer months, because like we said before, that in the summer is when we need to plant the seeds that will end up harvesting during the fall, right? Because everything we're doing right now, and I love how Amber always explains it. I can't even remember how you say it, Amber, about like you always talk about it in
the garden.
Your garden.
Yeah. So always like you have to love and care for your garden, or you're not going to get anything out of it. Always water it, always, give it some sunlight. But along with the stories, I was going to say, I've noticed that if I do my informative stories right away in the morning, like I can't pre-do them. I can't do them because then I kind of just forget about them, or they're not like in what I'm trying to talk about. Like I have a few like images saved where it's the products that I like, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like nothing informative, no sale, no nothing. I kind of add that in the words where you can add after you add the picture for your story.
Yeah.
But I know that if in the morning, like right after we get off of here, if I do an informative story, and then throughout the day, I just there's less informative stuff to add. like through my stories, like here's a snap picture quick, like nothing informative, then I don't have to worry about the time so much.
Right.
So that's how I do it when I'm, on the ball.
No, I appreciate you sharing because I think like that's the whole thing. It's like we all have to like figure out what works the best for us. And for some people, one thing might work and another thing, like, so for me, I feel like I have so much stuff in my phone all the time and
Yeah.
pictures of kids. And like, so I move at such a fast pace. And when I think about it, it's like I need to do it right now, but I don't have time to be scrolling through all of my photos.
Yeah.
So yesterday it took me a little bit, but I'm like, but I think in the long run, this is going to help me in the long game. Like, so yeah, it took me 30, 45 minutes. I felt like it was like wasted time. But in the long haul, it's going to be better for me because now it's all compiled in one place. I'm going to try to be a little bit more organized that as we make graphics or as we like come up with new things that I'm going to try to then put it in that stories album because then I will just be more organized and now I can just quick scroll through that and anything that I grab out of there is going to be good to post in a story, you
Yep.
know?
That's kind of
And
what I
so
did.
I just think we have to figure out like what's going to work the best for us because we're all so busy. Hey, Castle, can you do me a solid? Cash got up and then he walked away and I don't know where he.
Boys, I gotta get the boys going. All right. I
Okay.
hope you all have a good day.
Yes, you too, dear. Thanks for plugging in.
Thank you.
Okay, can you just check on him, please? So anyways, I just
I
wanted to
know
share that.
too, if I do my, like at night, if I'm sitting like just before bed, I'll start scrolling and that's where I like to do my post, like for the next day, I'll save it and just have it scheduled,
Right.
But then I don't see any of them going to Instagram though. So I don't know how I can schedule it on Facebook, but I don't know if it goes over to Instagram. So anything that I post on Facebook, I don't see on Instagram. So I don't know if it goes there or not. But my
Yeah.
stories I do on Instagram and they go to Facebook. But when I do stuff on Facebook, I don't see it transfer over to Instagram. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, and honestly, Angel, you don't technically want them to your post to automatically go because then Instagram just reads that as a bot and like
Okay.
stories, it's fine. It doesn't recognize that and that doesn't really matter because it's like stories aren't an algorithm. But like as far as posts, we always want to like post individually on each platform because otherwise, they won't really push your stuff out because they just think you're a bot. You can do that if you have them connected. I don't know exactly how to do it just because mine aren't connected, but you can do it. It's just that, like I said, they read it as a bot, but like, I'm trying to think here. You can, if you have a business account on Instagram, you can schedule posts on there though as well.
Okay, I do have the business account, but I guess I don't play around with it that much to even, because I'm more of the Facebook person.
Oh, for sure. No, and I totally get that.
And like I don't see any of my stories on Instagram. I mean, unless I actually post them on there. So I don't even know how to find them on there.
Oh, so I'll go through and I'll look because do you primarily post your stories on Facebook?
Pretty much. Like this
Okay.
morning I did it on Instagram and it should have went and it did go over to Facebook. But
there's a setting on Facebook if you want your stories to go from Facebook over to Instagram. So
and I do have it set like that, but I never see them there.
Weird.
So I don't know. And that's okay. But
yeah. Well, and I think there's some stories on Facebook for whatever reason that won't transfer over to
and that Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
I don't know why.
And like you said, with the autogram, maybe it's better that it doesn't because it just spots you out as a robot anyhow. So
yeah, so I don't know. It's all tricky, but that's the biggest thing is that we are trying to like, just really work diligently together to like try to create systems for our team, just so that we can like make this as easy as possible for people to duplicate. And especially like when we bring new people into our business and into our teams, we want to make sure that like we make this as easy as possible for people, right? Because if this all of a sudden becomes like a ton of work for somebody who's coming in brand new, we don't want them to be overwhelmed. And we also want to be able to just share with them the easiest ways to be able to duplicate this business and to be able to fit it in the nooks and crannies of their day. Because when I first started, like we didn't really have like stories and all of this stuff. Like 7 years ago when I started, Thrive, pretty much everything got posted on the feed, but then people eventually, I don't know if people hid me, deleted me, blocked me, whatever. I would always hear people talk about that in network marketing that, people get deleted, blocked, whatever. Well, here's the thing for me. I've also always thought as well that, if you're deleting me, if you're blocking me, whatever, then I guess like you weren't really meant for me because, obviously we're going to share the things that we're passionate about, and other people post stuff on their social media that I don't really like, but I just either keep scrolling or I just hide them or whatever. Like it is what it is. Like we're not going to always please every single person. And that's a big thing in this business, is also just having to get over that we're not going to be for everybody. Right. But if we are also posting in our stories and not just like using our static feed just to be like a complete, like Thrive spam bot, like I like to call it, you're not going to make people mad, especially in the way that we are making posts now. We are, we are being very informative. We're writing good copy, and things that aren't just like spamming people. We're allowing people to engage, ask questions. We're being informative. We are like sharing, we are sharing, information, we're being educational, all of the things. So I think that also makes a big difference as well. So moving forward, just talking about, you need a bigger straw, buddy. That one's not going to fit. Cash wants a little bit of my shake. But with, moving forward into next week, hopefully we're going to start to have like some more stuff as far as collaborating. I am going to start also working on kind of trying to create some, really good systems for onboarding our promoters. I think that, yep, that one will fit. He is way happier today, you guys. He is feeling better. There you go, baby. So we obviously, we've gotten way better with onboarding. We have a welcome video. We have our team page now. We have all of these things, but from some of the other leaders, they have shared some of the things that they do as far as onboarding. So I am going to continue to work on those things to just try to get our team in a position where we are just like a well-oiled machine. And so anybody that's coming in, okay, it's all done. Anybody coming in, we can easily guide them and direct them to be able to come into our team, know exactly what to do, how to get started. It's going to be great with our we're going to have 1 to 2 trainings a week, plus the opportunity Zoom. So we are going to have lots of different places to plug people in. We're going to have, different times. So whoever signs up to do the trainings and stuff like that, we're going to have a different leader, all the time. And then what's going to happen is they're going to have different times that work for them. And so it's going to be different times, different days of the week. So this is great because like, it's not just going to be like, let's say Wednesday nights. Well, then in the fall, when, life gets kind of back into a routine again, people have Wednesday night church and this and that. And so then sometimes Wednesday nights don't work for those people. Well, that's okay, because then the next week, a different leader is going to do it. And maybe Wednesday nights don't work for them because of church. So then they are going to be able to do it on a different day. anyways, and it might be on Tuesday. And so we're going to have lots of different opportunities to be able to plug our people in. So I am really, really, really looking forward to that. I think this is going to be a great asset to our team, and just helping people grow, because you guys, the bottom line is that I can train you guys on something and I can tell you what I do or how I do it. But sometimes when you hear it from a different person or a different leader, sometimes it just clicks differently, and that will just hit different, and you just hear it in a way that makes sense to you or that you resonate with better, because we all have different leadership styles and we are all different people. And so this is going to give our team a great opportunity to be able to plug in with other people and learn and grow from other leaders in our company. So this is going to be just like a really great thing for us to be able to grow and evolve as a team, and just really continue to move forward in our businesses. So I just kind of want to give you guys that update. So as soon as we get that Google Calendar, I will give that to you guys if you want to utilize that, because what you can do is you can opt into the Google Calendar, and then what's going to happen is we'll have all of the Zoom links already right in there. So all of that information will go right to your Google Calendar. And so it'll literally just be the click of a link. Another thing that we're working on is doing, like, we have done this in the past where I have tried to create like a content calendar. And I don't know, I just don't know how to really get it to everybody, whether people like print it off or whether I send it in a Canva file or whatever. It's just been, I feel like it's not really been resonating per se. And then plus we're doing the power mornings and stuff, but power mornings have really been geared towards just really getting interactive and engaging posts out there to build relationships with our teams, relationships with our audiences, things of that nature. But then we still need to kind of do another post throughout the day, whether it's business, whether it's like it can be our like business. Let's see, I have everything. Maybe my notes are a mess, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Well, I'm just gonna shoot off my hip. But you know, you got your business post, you got your product post, you got your why, you got, you know, your transformation and your about me, like things about you and your story. And then you got like, you know, just sharing like the opportunity. There's so many other posts throughout the week that like we want to continually like be sharing about as well, so that we are sharing with our audience like what we're doing, what the opportunity is, why our products, what is it helping with, the pain points, all of the things. And so anyway, we are also working on a Google Calendar for that, which is going to be prompts for, you know, every single day to help you to know what to post. So if you want to opt into that, you're going to be able to opt into that. And then it's going to have the prompts for you for, you know, a content calendar of how or what to post about every day. Now, obviously, if you want to post about something and you know what to post, this is all gonna, you know, this is just a guide. Like this isn't like where your boss is and telling you, hey, this is what you have to post. This is just going to be another tool in your toolbox to help you stay consistent in your business, because we know flat out, you guys, like consistency is key, right? So if you have a good plan and you are consistent in your content and you are consistently sharing about the business, products, how you're feeling, transformations, customer testimonials, these are all of the things that if you are doing on a regular basis, you are going to be showing and educating your your audience on what you have to offer or why they might want to join you. But if you're not consistent in sharing that over and over and over, then people don't know, because not everybody is going to see your posts every single day. So that is why you have to continue to post about it. Not to mention that if you are growing your network and you have new people coming to your pages, you want to be continually sharing this stuff over and over and over. So with that being said, we're going to have that Google Calendar that's going to have all the prompts in there. It's also going to have like reminders in there that are going to be like, you know, reach out to your auto ship customers, you know, because, you know, auto ship is running tomorrow, you know, Tuesday payday, like all the things to like help you to remember like what day of the week it is, so that you know what to post. So when we did that planning our month Zoom, I went through and I kind of was like, okay, you know, today do a sample post, you know, today is payday, today is auto bonus day, you know, remind your you know, customers that auto ships are going tomorrow. And then 2 days later, thank your auto ships. Like all of those things in customer service and just staying super, super consistent in your business is going to really, really propel you forward. And it can sound overwhelming, but that's why we are going to put all of these tools together. And it's going to be curated for you so that it will just, again, be this well-oiled machine, and it'll just be a reference tool for you. So again, you can, it's still your business. You can still do what you want to do. You can still do whatever you have time for and however much you want to put into your business. But these are the things that our top leadership is doing. So if you have bigger goals and you want to continue to grow in this business, these are the extra things that you can do that are going to take your business that extra mile and just kind of do that extra little thing that is going to help propel you. Because when you are super consistent in doing these things regularly, you are treating this as a business and not as a hobby. And there is a big difference, you guys. Like, we can work this into the nooks and crannies. And for most of us, that's how it's all started. But obviously, as we get a taste of it, we see what's available. We see what the opportunity is. We have like bonuses on the line, trips on the line, so many things that we are striving for and goals. And if those are the things that you want to achieve, then you have to be super consistent. And so we're trying to build all of the tools that we can to help you guys to be super, super, super consistent. So with that, I just want to ask you guys if there is anything, like, do you guys have any questions or anything that you specifically want me to answer or help with? I just kind of want to open this up a little bit for you guys to also ask questions. I want Friday mornings to also be interactive. And so if you guys have questions, if you need help with something, I want to be able to do that as well. So if you have any questions, unmute or else put it in the chat. And also, if there's anything like moving forward, you know, if you need help with like Instagram, sales, AI, copywriting, anything like that, mindset, any of those things, if there's anything moving forward that you would specifically like me to train on, also please put that in the chat, because I don't always know exactly what you guys need from me as far as like things that you're looking for, things that you might be struggling with, what have you. So you know, let me know if there's something I can specifically help you with. One thing that I am trying to get super consistent with, you guys, is just spending my time wisely. So this is why we are trying to create all of these systems, because it sounds like a lot of work, but what we're really trying to do is we're trying to create systems that work really, really well and really, really easy, so that you are not spending all day doing all of the things. because we ultimately talk about this business about time freedom, and you know, the things that it has brought to our life. Most of us are still working full time, and so we don't have time to just be on our phones all day, nor do I want you guys to be on your phones all day, especially summer, kids, all of the things. Most of us don't even have time for that, and I don't know about you guys, but I get tired of looking at my phone. It makes my eyeballs hurt, and sometimes I just really need to put my phone down, and I just don't even want to be on it. So we are trying to create systems to use our time wisely and automate the tasks that we don't want to think about. So again, like putting reminders in your phone, also setting up on the Google calendars and having this content creation that you can just literally go straight to your phone, click a button, and bam, everything is right there and you don't have to think about it. It's all just already done for you. So if there's things that you can do and take time to spend a couple hours on it, it will set you up for the whole entire week. So if you guys have seen on like Instagram and Facebook, I have been posting like reels even from our training. Well, I'm already doing the training. So I just take that recording, I put it into an AI, a video AI thing that automatically cuts those videos into snippets for me. I go through once they're already cut. I make sure that I like, you know, where it starts and finishes. I do a small amount of editing to it that it literally takes me just moments, and then I then put it into another format that automatically publishes them to my Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And so I just put those, they're like scheduling a post, but it's in it's called Loomly, and I do pay for that service. I think it's like 15 or 20 bucks a month. But you guys, for me personally, that is worth it because I know that content is always being brought out without me having to do a thing. I mean, I do a thing. I take an hour or two. It literally took me maybe an hour and a half. And I scheduled all of those reels for the whole entire month. And I just plugged them in, plugged them in, plugged them in, plugged them in. And literally they automatically run. So I don't even have to think about it. So that's just another thing that's automatically running for me without even having to think about it. Instagram, we have, there's places where you can schedule your posts. So you can go in there if you take time on Sundays and write out a few posts for the week. You can go in and schedule those too if you know it's going to be a bit busy week, and all of that stuff is automatically going to run for you guys. So we really want to just give you all of the tools. I don't know why I'm saying we. I really want to give you all of the tools to be able to just make your business run automatically. And do it in a way that is convenient for you, because when we're busy and when we're working, this is something that you could do on a Sunday or a Saturday, whenever you have time, whatever your day off is or something, and you can just set all this stuff up and just automatically let it run for you. So if it's easier for you to do that, that is what we're trying to teach you, is the tools and the systems, so that you can just like put this stuff out there so that I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed. And also just remembering that you can recycle your content. So if you wrote a post a couple months ago that was really awesome and it performed great, you guys, you can go back and copy that, or put it in your notes section, or put it on like a Google Doc, or, you know, Microsoft Word or whatever. And you can compile these really great, you know, comments that you, captions that you have in there, and you can change up a few words and then put it with a different picture, especially if it's something that is like what we talk about regularly, the opportunity, you know, your story. Obviously, if it's your story, you can just tweak it if something's changed. Like, let's say you said you're down 20 pounds. Well, okay, and maybe you're down now 3 more pounds. Well, then you can tweak it and say, now I'm down 23 pounds or whatever. like, but those are things that I want you guys to know that like you can be doing to work smarter and not harder. And so you can compile all of those things, especially if they're the things that we're talking about regularly every single week. Like for example, the opportunity, talking about how we have no website fees, we have, no sign-on fees. Oh my gosh, Cash is so loud right now. And talking about all of the Castle, can you shut my door, please? Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, you guys. But these are all the things that if you're talking about regularly, and that story never changes, right? The opportunity, what we have to offer with our business, all of those things, that story never changes. So you can literally put that in your notes section and save it. And then like for the next week, you can post that again, maybe change up a couple emojis. People are not paying that close of attention, you guys. They truly are not. And so, and then some people might not even have seen that post. So you can also do those things to help you to work smarter and not harder. And that's the biggest thing, is that we really want to make this business as automated as possible, so that you can enjoy time with family, and that it can be easier for you, and that it's not overcomplicated. And then also for the new people coming in, that we can help them to grow their businesses in an easy way without them being overwhelmed and without it being difficult for them too. So you just really, really want to make sure that you are using you know, all of your information and all of your tools in the toolbox as good as possible, so that you're not like overextending yourself and overwhelming yourself. We really want to make this as easy as possible for everyone. So with that, do you guys have any questions for me at all on anything?
I think next week, can we talk more about reels? I'm like totally struggling with that.
What are you
With the
struggling
reels.
with?
Like, I don't know how to do the product stuff. I mean, like when we're out on the side by side, I can do it that way.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the products and stuff, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I see yours, I see Jess's, and it's like, okay, yeah, I can do it. But then I don't know. I think I just like, I can't figure it out for some reason.
Yeah, so the best thing that I could tell you about that too, Angel, is what I want you to do sometime in this next week is I want you to go to Instagram and go to Reels, and then just start scrolling through Reels and look at what other people are doing. Because with that, there's literally like no right or wrong way to do it. It's just like, what I personally do is I literally like go through all these reels. And so there's a lot of reels out there with other network marketers that are sharing their products.
Right.
And so I just basically try to take the reel that they did. And then if you click on the bottom, so I'm going to just quick show you this. Hopefully I can get it to show on here. Okay, I just want to quick find.
I mean, I've looked at the reels, but I just feel like people put their face out there. I mean, I can put pictures out there, but like to talk in them, I'm not comfortable with that. And I think that's something that's my thing that I need to start working on,
Yeah, and the thing is that the only way, obviously, you're gonna get better at it is if you
Right.
practice. I mean, there's just no good way to say it, other than truly that. I'm trying to find like,
I mean, I love Jess's all the time. I mean, I look at her and I'm like, how the hell does she do that? Because she's just like, la, 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 la.
yeah. But so then what you can do is like, okay, so like, okay, so here's a reel and she's like showing this. So I've done
Right.
this reel before, but with our products. So then what I've done is then like I show the Thrive at that time. But what you can do is when you're doing this,
Isn't there a way to like copy it with that? I mean, I've kind of looked like to take that caption or whatever. I guess I just need to play around with it.
yeah, so I don't know where that went, but like then you click on that bottom one right there, and then
Oh,
it's
okay.
gonna show you all these other reels. So you can then, if you like that sound, you can watch all these other reels and get different ideas of how to do it. Some people are really fancy with it. And honestly, I can't even necessarily, the reason I'm talking about this right now is because I can't 100% train you on how to do reels, because every single reel is different. Every single sound is different. And honestly, I don't always even know how to do all the things they do. I just get in there and I play around until
Mhm.
I figure it out, until it looks good. And then I just roll with it. And sometimes it turns out great and sometimes not so much. But another tool that you can use too, is, and it's free, I think, I'm pretty sure, I don't think I pay for it, is CapCut. It's an app, and CapCut is like just, it's got all the trending reels and trending sounds. And that's the thing, like if you're not somebody that wants to talk in a reel or show your face or do a voiceover or anything like that, it's okay to do like still photos, but in CapCut, it will like have really cool like transitions. So it like makes your photos almost look alive because they're like pixelating when they go into the next photo, or they like will do a circle thing before it transitions into the next one. So it still is very like eye catching. So another thing that you can do is, like I told you guys before, like it doesn't all have to be you. If like that's not your thing, talking in a video, then your branding on your Instagram reels is just going to be like more still photos. Or like, let's say again, like Angel, you're out on side by side, so you take like a 10-second or 20-second
Yep.
video of some beautiful trees, and then you put some kind of inspirational post over the top of it. And CapCut is great for like being able to help you do that, because they have the templates already there, the words are already there, and all you have to do is just literally put the video in and then import it, and bam, it's done.
I know. I just
So-
like add like a music to it or something like that. Or
Well,
that's
usually it'll already have the
Yeah.
music already there for you,
Yeah.
even if you
Mhm.
want the
Yep.
music.
Yep.
So
I
it's
mean,
very
when I'm
easy.
out on the side by side, it feels like, okay, it's just comfortable and I can do that. But when it comes to like, I don't know. I like you said, you just have to play around with it. And
Yeah, it's
I just
just,
need
it's
to-
hard to train on in the aspect of like every single reel is different. Like
right.
every
Right.
sound is different. Some are like a voiceover. And then sometimes what I'll do too is like, okay, so let's say, here's a prime example, and this might help you too. So let's say you're in your stories and you're talking, and like because in your stories you're probably not thinking about it, right? Like because you're just like in your stories and you're just talking. You're just sharing about your products, or you're like maybe,
Just rambling.
yeah, but still, like you're sharing a story, or you're sharing something inspirational that happened, or whatever it is. So sometimes I'll be in my story and like I'll be like, oh my gosh, like that was so good. So what I'll do is I will save that out of my stories, and then I will use that.
And I
I
need
will
to be
then-
better with saving stuff like that.
What's that?
I always forget to save my stories. You
Well,
know,
you
when
can
I
go
think of
back
something,
and
it's like,
save
oh
'em.
crap, I
It's
should have
not like
saved that.
it's not too late. You can
Oh.
always go back and save them, even
Oh.
like if it's
Oh,
from,
guess I didn't know that.
yeah, like even like 2 weeks ago, you can go back and go in your story archives, and you can go back and save
Oh.
any story you want. So what you can also do is if
Hmm.
you're
I guess-
talking,
I
and
guess
let's
I
say,
didn't realize that.
yeah. So let's say you're talking and you like have something really amazing or inspirational or whatever. You can go back and you can save that and then add captions to it, like words of like whatever you're saying, and then you can put that into a reel. And then what I do is I just like either put an inspirational sound with it or a trending sound, but you can even like just turn the sound all the way down. And that's going to be up at the top. It'll say controls. You click on controls and it'll say like the music sound and then the voice sound. And you can fluctuate that however much you want the music or your voice or whatever. And then I will just put a caption with it, whatever I'm talking about, and boom, your reel's done. So you can also just use the things you've already put in your story, or like if you said something really great, or like you had a really great insight or whatever, and you can also use that. Also, when you're scrolling through reels, when you're looking for reels, if you scroll long enough, Instagram will automatically populate a reel for you from your stories. And it'll say, you know, create this reel from your stories. And literally you can click on that, put some music to it, and put some kind of caption depending on whatever was in your
I
story.
know sometimes once in a while it'll say, oh, this would make a great reel, you
Yep.
know, add
Yep.
this to it, you know.
Yep.
I've seen that, but I guess I've never really figured out.
And okay, so there's
to
two
do
things that people say. Some people say, I can say putting something up is better than nothing. Some people will say putting up quality over quantity is better. I don't know that there's a right answer for any of it. I personally
Okay.
just think like when you're putting out content and you're putting out stuff, you're still, I would rather you guys take messy action than no
Than no
action at
action.
all. Because you're only going to get better by trying. If you literally never do it and you never try, you're never going to be able to put out quality, right? Like you
Right.
have to
Right.
get started. Nobody starts out perfect. So to me, the quality over quantity, I don't feel like applies to this, because you have to get started. Nobody starts perfect. We all have to start somewhere. And so if you don't start though, you're never going to get to quality if you don't
Right.
ever start.
Right.
So
Well, I figured I've come a long way in the last 6 months, so.
100%, 100%. So just keep on plugging away, just keep
Yeah.
on messing around. Honestly, that's all you can do. A lot of these sounds too that I'll find on Instagram, I do this and then I just go in my photos and I go to videos and I just try to find a video that would go good with that inspirational saying or that sound, and I just plug it in. And then I have an iPhone, so of my kids and stuff, a lot of the photos I take when we're doing like active things like at the pool, walking, this or that, like I always take them on live, because when you
Your swimsuit one just cracked me up.
what's that?
Your swimsuit one just cracked me up.
Oh, I almost deleted it. I said direct. I don't know. That's kind of really cringe. And but my
I just
coach tells
I
me,
had to watch it twice just to.
but that's why she says to do that, because she says when you make really cringe videos, people will watch it more than once. And plus, people want real. They like
Right.
want they want to see you real. Like, and I was sitting on the beach by the water and I got up and I had a whole freaking pile of sand in my suit. And so then I said direct, like, take a video of this just in case if someday I might want to share this in a reel. And like, look at all the sand coming out of my, and I already dumped out like a lot more before he even started videoing. I mean, I had a pile in the bottom of my suit. It
Oh my
looked like I
God.
had a big, huge turd in there. Like it was so much sand that it was like sagging my suit. I stood up and it was just like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And because I thought I was going to lose my bottoms. And
Well,
so
the thing
anyways,
about it is to get it at the right time. You
Yeah.
know, that's where I need to get better at too. Like, oh my God, I should have took a video of that.
I
Darn
know.
it, I didn't have
And-
my
and
phone, you know?
Sometimes I remember and other times I don't.
Yeah,
So it's just,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, so, just play around with it and you'll get better and better. And like I said, you know what, like if you watch reels, like some of them, especially even on Facebook, they are not all perfect.
Right.
It is just, it's people being real. And I think the biggest thing that is trending right now is that people want to hear your voice, number one. And number two, they want real. People are tired of perfect curated posts, perfect curated everything. Like people want real.
Mhm.
That's why, like, when you make a post that's vulnerable and you share your story or you share what you're struggling with or anything like that, people really, really resonate with it. And it gets a lot of interaction because people are tired of struggling alone and people want to see the real stuff on social media, not just everybody trying to be perfect.
I know my post yesterday, it was like some of the most comments I think I've gotten in a long time. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
just, yeah, yeah.
So
Today I'll see what happens today.
yeah. Well, and the thing is that people resonate with that more. And so, for
Mhm.
example, in our business, if we are trying to bring people into our business, but we already look like super perfect and we don't ever share any cringeworthy stuff that's like real, like I did yesterday, or like share like like posts that don't look super perfect, or like, let's say, even if you have a spelling error, grammar error, anything like that, it doesn't matter because people want to see real, because then they're like, well, if she can do it, so can I.
So can I,
And
yeah.
she's not perfect, and so maybe I can do it. And so that's why it's like I always just want you guys to strive for authenticity and just being real and raw and not perfect, because I don't want my team to show up as just like perfect. I want to create systems for you guys to make this business run as efficiently as possible without you having to spend all of your day doing things like that, so that you can truly experience, obviously, the freedoms that this business can offer you. But I also don't want you guys to be perfect, because nobody is perfect, and we're never going to attract people into our businesses if we're always just trying to show up perfect. So I think it's just good to be a real mom, a real Grammy, like whatever, like just be who you are, because that's people who are struggling or that want to maybe start this business, that's what they're going to resonate with. They're not going to resonate with perfection ever.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah. So,
Okay.
okay, guys, well, with that, we're already at over 7:15. The time goes so fast. So I appreciate you guys being here. And remember, though, we still have the promo and I am going to drop those sales graphics. I actually forgot to do it yesterday. I was sorting through my stuff, and then I had to go pick up kids from summer school, and I forgot to post them. But I will do that right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, so like we have the $25 preloaded in credits right now through Sunday. So with that being said, there was some sales graphics that like you can get like, certain products for X amount of dollars. And it's really to show, the $25 off. So showing people that they could get other products and getting them into our systems, and maybe getting them interested in a different product, and then eventually either offering them a sample of the 3 steps, or at least having that conversation with them. So this is a great way to be able to do that with that $25 in free credits. Don't forget, it's double QV. So this weekend I am going to run heavily, for me personally, I'm going to run the $100 off of a 400 pack for anybody that would want to join me. The reason I'm doing it this weekend, because Fridays are payday, and it might be a good time for somebody who has been watching, but again, if you don't share, you don't know. So I'm going to run that this weekend for my people, and then also sharing those sales.
Heather, is that going to be just for new customers or for anybody on your team? I mean, on your personal team?
For the $100.
Your
off.
$100 off.
Yeah, that's just for my personal, like anybody, because we get paid $80 in commissions on that, so I would just pay $20
Right.
forward.
Right. No, I wasn't sure, like if you, I was thinking about doing that too.
Yeah.
Just for like,
Yeah, so that,
my
I mean,
personal
and it doesn't even have to
promoters
be
and stuff.
100 if you guys just want to do 50. But again, if you want
Right.
new people to join your team, sometimes you do have to pay it forward to, get people
right.
like, to come in and then help them hit their VIPs and all of those things. And then we have obviously the rank advancement bonuses for them. So if they hit those VIPs right away, especially with double QB going on this weekend, that's a huge opportunity for them. So just remember, you guys, like, you don't have to wait for Lavelle to run a promotion. You can also run your own promotions. You can promote it however you want. And so I always just like to take what they've already given us and then try to piggyback off of it. So with my post that I did this morning, I said $50 off because $25 from Lavelle and then $25 from me. And you know what? If they already have an account with me from years ago and they still haven't ordered, well, then screw it. I'll give them $50 off. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm just going to honor that. I have $200 in credits left because I didn't spend my credits on myself. I always try to use them to help new people. And so that's how I'm going to run my promotions this weekend. So just remember though, that is still going through Sundays. So don't let that slip through the cracks, because that's always a big opportunity to try to get people in the door. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you have a great weekend, and
You too.
I will see you guys on Monday. Okay.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, guys.